El Yahweh Eloheinu. Shabbat Shalom, family. Let me just take a moment. Excuse me. I need to make sure that the Facebook thing is happening. It was having some problems with it a little bit earlier. Still having those same problems where it's not, for whatever reason, the Facebook feed is not feeding. So, doing the YouTube, got the YouTube here. Just go to the YouTube channel and we will be on there. Excuse me, I gotta make sure everything is set, everything is straight. Excuse me just a second. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, we're gonna do what we do, and hallelujah. We love you. We love you. We love you. Everything to us. Slick hallelujah. Slick hallelujah. Racham lanu. Forgive us, and have mercy on us. Forgive us again. We are your children. We love you so. Us all, each and every one of us. We stand before you as your people, the people of the covenant. And we ask that you forgive us and that you help us in this time. Baruchim Abayim family, thank you. This is Malkiyyah Uriel, and I just wanted to hop on real quick, and it's been a while since I've been on. It has, and excuse me for looking up and away. I'm going to go to, I was kind of following my heart on tonight. I kind of followed my heart, looking up and away from you. Excuse me, let me get the correct psalm. And yeah, okay, yeah, I guess that'll do it. Let's see if that'll do it. Yes, it does. It looks like it will. Go with me here. Let's grab your Tanakhs and go with me to the 31st Psalm. Okay, go with me to the 31st Psalm, and we'll do some beats. Remember that when we come together, this is not about entertainment. It's not about someone being able to sing. It's about being able to praise. But more importantly, it's about getting the word into your heart, which is why we will repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Because this is like praise meditation. Okay? That's what it is. It's praise meditation. Right? Okay, so here we go. Psalm 31. my strong rock, strong rock. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Let's sing it again. Indeed, oh Lord, do I put my trust in you. Let me never be ashamed in you. Deliver me in thy righteousness and deliver me speedily. Bow down thine ear, Lord, unto me, and deliver me speedily. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Forever my strong rock, strong rock. Yeah. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Forever you be my strong rock, strong rock. Yes. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Yes. Forever you're my strong rock, strong rock. Forever you be my strong rock, strong rock. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Sing it again. In thee, oh Lord, do I put my trust in you. Let me never be ashamed in you. Deliver me in thy righteousness and bow down thine ear to me. Bow down thine ear, Lord, unto excuse me. Let's do it again. Bow down thine ear, Lord, unto me, and deliver me speedily. You're my strong rock, strong rock. Forever my strong rock, strong rock. Yes. Forever you'll be my strong rock, strong rock. Forever you're my strong rock, strong rock. Yes. Just meditate on how he is your strong rock. Think about all the times that he's held you together. Think about all the times that he's been there for you. And just magnify him as your strong rock. You're my strong rock, strong rock. down thine ear to me and deliver me speedily. Bow down thine ear, Lord, unto me and deliver me speedily. You're my strong one, strong one. Forever my strong one, strong one. Yeah. Urukata Yahweh Elohai. Urukata. You're my strong one, strong one. You are my strong one, strong one. Forever you're my strong one, strong one. You're my strong one, strong one. He is your strong rock. He's the one that holds you together when you can't keep it together, right? He is our strong rock. He is my strong rock. I depend upon him. I need him. He is my all and my all. Deliver me in thy righteousness and bow down thine ear to me. You're my strong one, strong one. Forever my strong one, strong one. You're my strong one, strong one. You're my strong one, strong one. I'm gonna switch it up here just a little bit. Gonna switch the psalm from 31 to 91. If I can get there. Psalm 31 to 91. All right, there we go. That was a hard one for me to get, right? accept him and receive him as your protection. He who watches over you when you cannot watch yourself. He that watches over your children and all of your concerns. Psalm 91. Dwells in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and fortress. I will say of, O Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. Speed it up just a little bit. Give me just a second to speed it up just a little bit. Just a little bit. Again. He that dwells in the secret place of the Most High, shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say the Lord, He is my refuge and fortress. I will say O Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. Deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noise of pestilence. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and fortress. I will say of, O Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. Ooh. The Lord is my refuge and fortress. I will say oh Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. The Lord is my refuge and fortress. I will say you Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. I will say you Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. I will say oh Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. Protection. Know that He is your protection. No matter what protections you may have, know that He is your ultimate protection. I will say you Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. I will say oh Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. I will say you Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. I will say Lord, you are my refuge and fortress. Let me pause and see if we need to give some shout outs. If I can find it. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. My brother Burton Paris is in the house. He's in the house. Y'all see him? He's in the house. Yeah, he's in the house. Yes. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alright, I don't know if we have a psalm suggestion. Peace and blessings to you, my brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. High five to you. High five. There we go. There we go. Alright. Listen, I want to do, I tell you what, I want to share something with everyone that will see this. I know that there are people that do actually see this after the fact, after the fact that I'm live, and they've commented, they've told me, but I do want to say some things here real quick. Give me a second to, let's see, do I want that as talking music? Let's see. All right, hold on. Let me do this. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to go back to this. All right, so let's talk. Let's talk here real quick. That is really mellow. Just a couple of things. Since I have been on last, I believe, I may have, I don't know if I did or not. I don't know if I mentioned this, but for those of you that do not know, and for those of you that will see this, I have a new book. Out, and it's not an exhaustive work at all, not by any stretch of the imagination. But here is why I would say something about the book. Okay, I would say something about the book because if you notice, it says African Hebrews in America, right? And when you take a look at the tagline or the bottom line there, it says that it's an ontological observation. Now, what is that? What is an ontological observation? Ontology is the study of the being of something. In other words, if something is going to exist, what does it mean for that to exist? Okay? Like let's take an element like water. If I have an unknown substance before me and I'm asking myself, well, is this water? What would it mean for that to be water? Well, if it was water, it would be wet. That's number one. But wait a minute. You can also be wet with gasoline, right? So you can be wet with anything that's liquid. So yeah, the ontological observation of whether or not it's water would be, it has to be wet. It also has to be hopefully odorless, tasteless, and of course it has to consist of two hydrogen atoms bonded onto an oxygen atom at 102.5 degrees. That's water. Well, that's an ontological observation, right? What does it mean for something to be? And so I'm asking, what does it mean for this to be true? That there are African Hebrews in America. And is there any proof of that? Is there any substantiation for that? So with that being the case, it is an ontological observation. I'm going to be adding to it. Okay, I'm going to be adding to it. I believe right now it's like 148 or 150, I don't know, something like that. But I will be adding to it, and so it will be an expanding work. Already I have some things that I want to add to it, such as George Washington his quote stating that, yeah, that basically if someone is working hard for him, he's saying that he could be a number of different things, and one of those things he's talking about now the Africans that are working as slaves, and he calls one of them, he says that they could be Jews, right? They could be Hebrews in America. Now George Washington said that. So if you're wondering whether or not America knew who they were getting, of course they knew who they were getting. They knew exactly who they were getting. They were getting predominantly, they were getting those of the Kingdom of Judah right there in the west, on the west coast of Africa. And in fact, it is one of the, if you've been to my site, if you've been to the website, then you know that is one of the pictures that I held up there. And I put it up there on purpose because, you know, it's strong, you know, it's strong. Okay, it is very strong, and you saw it just there, right? So it's just one of those things where, man, you know, you take a look at it, and it's like there's so much evidence. There's so much evidence to the blackness, if you will, of Hebrews and Jews. I've got quotes in the book. I've got references in the book. Definitely, the book does have receipts. It does. It's got receipts. So take a look at it. Get it. Of course, it's on Amazon. And hey, that would be a help to us. For every book, I think I get like, I don't know, 70 cents or something like that. But hey, every little bit counts. So by all means, support. Now, also give me your feedback on the book and do a review. And as I said before, I'm going to be adding to it, and I'm going to be expanding it. So as I find things, as I continue, I will add them and I will update the manuscript. So with that being out of the way, I want to go back here once more and just kind of let you see some of the things that we have, of course, things that are going on. I'm going to be doing a lot more with the websites that we have, going to be doing a lot more with the information, and going to be doing a lot more with the radio station and so forth and so on. When you go to the site, and of course you click on the book there, it will take you, yeah, look at that, Kingdom of Judah. I tell you, that's wonderful, that's beautiful. So, all right. So that being the case, let me get out of this and let's go back over here, and let's do this real quick. Let me go here. Let me find my correct. I lost my other screen. Give me a second. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's what I wanted. Okay. All right. So, this is Shabbat Shalom, either on tomorrow or either Sunday morning. I'm going to do a little bit of a lecture on, or I should say a presentation, right? I'm not going to do a lecture. I'm going to do a presentation on the pathology of Cain. And there's some interesting things in there that I think we need to know, I think we need to understand, but I'm calling it the pathology of Cain. Now, the reason why I want to do that is because, you know, there's a show on television, and it came on back in the day. I think it's what, CIS, and they're getting into the mind of the perpetrator of a particular crime. I don't know why that would be helpful for anyone, right? You know, to see how they did it, what you train people how to do, you know, here's how you should think when you commit a crime. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're getting out of it, but I do know this, that when we take a deeper look at Cain, that we actually can come away with some interesting insights as to the enemy that we're fighting, okay? That's the purpose of it. Sun Tzu said that you have to know your enemy, right? He intimated something like you need to know your enemy better than you know your friends. which is when you really think about it, it makes sense. If you know your enemies better than you know your friends, then you're very well versed with the threat and with whatever it is that they could possibly do. And so you prepare for that, and you stay abreast of the facts by, again, keeping your enemies closer to you and knowing more about them than you do about your friends, those that you can trust. Because those who you can truly trust, I mean, if you can truly trust them, then yeah, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to be the ones to help you, but they do make the best enemies because they're in close, right? They can get a dagger in deep because they're in close. Well, be that as it may, know your enemy. And so taking a look at the pathology of Cain will help us to understand, what is really going on, and how to, perhaps another approach, perhaps another way of dealing with what's going on right now, okay? Because really what okay, now let me back up for a second. Because really what we're dealing with is this. Now, there are a couple of different schools of thought here. One of them says, well, when Eve had Cain, right, it is said that it's in the Dead Sea Scrolls that she said that she has a son from Satan, and that son was Cain. I don't know if you've ever heard that theory before or not, but that is a particular theory. And so Cain then is a quote-unquote wicked one. And so many people say that that is what Yeshua ben Yosef was alluding to when he said that you are of your father, the devil. Like Cain was an evil one, and he was, he killed his brother. And so you are of the lineage of Cain. That's what he was telling them. You are of the lineage of Cain. And so Cain is supposedly of the seed of the fallen ones, of the seed of the Nephilim. Now, of course, Nephilim in Hebrew means basically fallen, right? It's plural for those that have fallen. So the Nephilim then would be the fallen angels. If you read the book of Enoch, you'll see where Enoch, who had gained favor with the Most High, and he became the quote-unquote scribe of the Most High, the head of the fallen angels went to Enoch and said, hey, we need you to write an apology for us. I'm saying apology. They really didn't say apology. But we need you to see if you can get us back in because we messed up, right? And of course, Enoch took their petition to the Most High. And the interesting thing of this, now stop here for just a second and think about this. They asked Enoch to take their position, take their petition to the Most High to kind of get them back in. Why is it that they asked Enoch to take their petition? Why didn't they just go up and speak to the Most High? It's because they were banished, right? But wait a minute, when you get to Job, the 1st chapter, 2nd verse, then also the 2nd chapter and the 6th verse, you see that there was a time when Hasatan, when Satan actually went into the presence of the Most High, okay? And when he went into the presence of the Most High, he was there, and I spoke on this before, he was there because he had a place there. He was not the arch enemy that, of course, modern day Christianity makes him out to be. Now, wait a minute, what are you saying? Are you saying that there is no devil? Are you saying that there is no evil one? What I'm saying is this, is that the character in the Bible called Satan. Now, don't mistake evil for Satan and vice versa. I know what we've been taught. I know what we've, and see, someone's going to misunderstand me. They're going to be like, what is he saying? But I think he's saying, no. Let me, in fact, you know what? Rather than just talking about it, why don't we go here? Okay, give me a second. Why don't we go here? Why don't we go into these verses of scripture real quick? Okay, give me just a second. Looking at the scriptures, let's go there. I said Job. We're going to go to Job 1 first, right? And notice what it reads here. It says that there was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And the man was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him seven sons and 3 daughters. And his substance was great. Okay, and if we continue onward, verse number 6. Okay, I think I said it backwards. I think I said 2 and 6 but anyway, it's 1 and 6 and 2 and 1. It says, now look at verse number 6. Now there was a day when the sons of Elohim came to present themselves before Yahweh, and Satan came also among them. Okay. And the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto him, hast thou considered my servant Job? Have you checked him out? Have you looked? I mean, have you seen? Have you scoped him out a little bit? Have you checked him out? What do you think? Now, why would there be that kind of a discourse between Hasatan and the Most High? Why would that be? Okay. Now, Christianity says that Satan is the archenemy. He's the archenemy of God, and he's fighting against God, and so forth and so on. And listen, if he is fighting against God, then there's no way that they should be buddy-buddy. And Hasatan should not have an invitation to the meeting. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm sidestepping something here that I want to mention. But here's the issue. The reason why, and I went into the Hebrew on this, right? I went into the Hebrew, and I did share some things with you. And this was in the lesson I did on the sons of Elohim and I believe the 2 Yahwehs theory. Okay. So let's take a look at this. If you don't mind, let's go ahead and take a look at this in the Hebrew once again. We're going to go to the Lexham. Okay. And so in verse number, hold on here. Verse number, let me read it here and see which one we're at. Okay. V'yehi, yes, I believe verse number 6. V'yehi hayom. V'yehi hayom. And there was a day that came, okay, in the midst of the congregation of the sons of Elohim, okay. And this is the word that I focused on, because this word here, lehit yatsav, basically says that okay, let me back it up here. The lamed is 2 or 4, okay. The HIT is the hit pael, which is reflexive, okay, and Yetzav deals with being stationed, being put in a place. So basically, this is what the Hebrew is reading. It's saying that it came a day in the, where they came, the sons of God they came in the midst of Elohim, and basically they took their place. In other words, there was a place for them to be. I'm going to highlight this. There was a place for them to be. Okay? And they came unto Yahuwah. Okay? They came unto Yahuwah right here. And Yabol, and he came, Gam, also, Hasatan. Now, I need you to notice something here. The hey and the a vowel underneath, long story short, this is the definite article, the. Okay? Hasatan. Basically, Satan is adversary. It doesn't mean like Satan, like the devil. But this is what we have been taught. Okay? This is what we have been taught, and there is, in Hebrew, there is no personal pronoun for a individual called Satan. That does not exist. That's not there. So now, I'm not wanting to necessarily focus on that, but my point is that the reason why he was there was because there was a place. He did have a place. He had a station. Okay? He had a place. Now, the reason why he had a place was because he is like the prosecuting attorney for the Most High. That's what he does. That's what he does. He tries things and makes things sure and true by trying them, right? By taking them and running them through the fire. That's his job, right? That's his job. And we could go more into that, and I have gone more into that, in the past. And long story short, yes, there was a day when the sons of God came, and of course, he's having a discourse with the Most High. Now, I want you to notice that in this, that he's obeying him. Now, you got to look at who's in authority here. So let's read this verse one more time. Okay, verse number 6. So it reads, "Now there was a day when the sons of Yahweh Elohim came to present themselves." Now, they came to present themselves before the Most High. They came to present themselves before the Most High. They took their places and they presented themselves, which basically says they were given an account of themselves, and they were also coming before their Lord and their Master. Okay? And not only that, when he came, who was asking the questions? Who is in authority? Well, of course, the Most High is in authority, and the Most High was asking the questions. Basically, where are you coming from? Whence comest thou? And then Satan answered. He answered his boss. I'm coming to and fro and up and down and around. And I'm all over the place. I'm walking all over the place. And he says, "Have you considered my servant?" And then, of course, he then tells him, yeah, and he gives him his opinion, which is what he's supposed to do. Okay, so this then really shows us that there is a difference between what Christianity teaches and with what Scripture teaches. Okay, so long story short, one of the things that happens here is that Satan continues to answer the Lord because he is, of course, his authority. And I just simply want to say, I just wanted to just add that little bit of a tidbit in there. And so now we could ask the question, well, does that mean that there is not a devil or evil spirits? Well, no, there are. In the Tanakh, it's also written that there are shadim that individuals will sacrifice unto. Now, they are evil spirits. But now, wait a minute. We were talking about Enoch, and we were talking about how he wanted there to be some sort of intervention. The fallen angels wanted there to be an intervention so that they could get back in. And I simply wanted to bring this out, that Hasatan could go and be in the presence of the Most High because he's on his job. He has a job and he works for the Most High. I say it all the time. It's just like watching Willy Wonka and seeing Slugworth. You think Slugworth has another company, and you think Slugworth is about to put out his version of the everlasting gobstopper, and lo and behold, at the end of the movie, Slugworth comes out of the back high-fiving Willy Wonka. It's like, man, he worked for him and I thought he had his own gig. Well, that's what's going on here. Okay, that's exactly what's going on here. But the angels that fell, the Nephilim, those who fell, and then petitioned Enoch to get an in for them, like get us back in. We sorry, yeah, we had fun, we partied a little bit, but hey, we want to get back in. And it did not happen. It did not happen. So Enoch then ends up going and being the scribe of Elohim. And of course, he enters into this mystical realm of spirituality where he is, he's human but not. There is also tradition that says that he is Metatron, that he is actually the angel of the presence of the Most High that's mentioned in of course, Exodus. So that actually went up with the children of Israel. Let me do this real quick. Let me see if we have any questions or any comments. And there, okay. So I'm gonna check our Facebook feed because we're having some problems with the whole Facebook thing here. I don't know why there is a problem with the Facebook feed. I don't know. But at any rate, it is not behaving. It is not doing what it should do. We'll have to pay attention to that a little bit later and deal with that. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. I wanted to throw that out there. But we're going to be talking about I want to do a presentation on the pathology of Cain. The pathology of Cain. And I think that we're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn a lot out of that. Also, too, want to let you know that I'm doing more studying in the Bantu connection. If you have done your DNA and you've got your results and you see Bantu on your particular results, how significant is that? What about the Bantu? Are they connected to the Hebrew Israelites? Are they a part of the Hebrew Israelites? I'm also doing research on that, and just really looking at some things very, very deeply before I come out with them. And hey, just want to make sure that we are, moving forward and doing what we need to do. At this particular point, I know that everyone's mind and attention is on the war in Russia. And some have said, well, things are falling apart for the power regime, and talking about the power structure of the world itself. Some have said, well, it's going to be World War III. What do some of y'all think about that? Because, see, part of the issue is this. I am reminded just about daily that things don't have to be the way that they are. This does not have to be our reality, but it is our reality because those in power, however nefarious and wicked, they have made a choice to make things be exactly as they are. There are some things that we think are normal that are not normal. There are some things that we think is, this is just the way it is. No, it really isn't the way that it is. There is a mechanism, there is a machine behind it that is keeping it running. So it appears to be the emblem of normalcy, but it is not normal. It is not the way things are supposed to be. It's all a construct, right? And, we have to go beyond the construct, because you see, we are the ones really that are calling the shots. We're the ones calling the shots. It's kind of like this. A parent spoke to their child, and the parent finally said, you don't listen to me, right? And the child was like, child didn't say anything, right? Just kind of looking like, deer, at headlights, like. But the parent said, you don't listen to me. And the parent said, I know who your mama and daddy is. So why don't you go let them feed you? Your friends are the one that you listen to, like they're your mama and daddy, so why don't you let your friends go feed? Well, of course, the child didn't let the friends feed them and whatever. But the parent was really trying to make a point. And the point of the parent was that the one you listen to is the one that you give influence into your life. And long story short, there are individuals who have created a construct that we have been cooperating with. But as more and more people are coming into this movement, as more and more people are understanding who they are, themselves being Hebrews, listen, they are tapping into the statutes, the laws, and the commandments of the Most High, and they are turning things around. And so this is what I want to do in respect to that. I want to actually, bring together a community that is able to stand on the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High, but then live out of them completely and holistically, right? I'm talking about getting land. I'm talking about having basically, a not a homestead per se, but to have a living community, right? Where it's not something that's temporary. No, it's something that is a living, thriving community that lives by the law, statutes, and the commandments of the Most High. That is my desire. That is my desire, and that is what I'm working toward. So for me, things have been going kind of slow, but yet we continue to work. I'm doing a number of different things at once, and I really need, someone gave me this African proverb. They gave me this African proverb, and they said, a dog has 4 legs, but can only go in one direction. And man, that hit me like a ton of bricks. And for a moment, I channeled all my resources into just doing one thing. Well, that lasted about 5 minutes, right? It did. It lasted about 5 minutes. But anyway, but now what I've done is I'm taking everything that I do and it's going in one direction. So that's what I do now. But this is what we need for ourselves. We need to take everything that we are, everything that we know, everything that we believe, everything that we study, everything that we actually demonstrate in Scripture, and that needs to work towards our particular safe and well-being in our community. That's what we need to do. I'm looking for a book. For those of you that do not know, this book is, of course, it's Uriel, and it is very, oh my goodness. Dr. Marimba Ani is, I want to say that she's near a genius. Back in the day, Dr. Marimba Ani and Amos Wilson made a dynamic duo, OMG. They made such a dynamic duo. It's absolutely wonderful. But long story short, this is a good book for a number of reasons. One of the best reasons that this is a good book, Uriel, is because it takes, excuse me, it takes us into a African-centered consciousness. Okay, now wait a minute. I'm not talking about, black power. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about it taking us into a African consciousness where we connect in ideology. We connect with the ancients as far as their ancient systems that they were involved in pre-colonialization, before colonialism, right? Before Africa was colonized. This is what we're talking about. Understanding how we moved, how we operated. What do we think of society? What did we think of social order? What did we think of prisons and a justice system? What did we think of incarceration? What did we think of old people? In other words, we're talking about a complete Afrocentric worldview, okay? We're talking about what the world was before this present system embedded its tentacles into reality. That's what we're talking about. And we're really talking about the foundation that this system is built upon, right? So hey, it's important for us to understand it. And so this book is good because it actually this book will wake you up on a whole different level. Definitely on a whole different level. All right, so I think that I am just about done babbling. I think I'm done babbling, and I think that what I'm going to do is I will prepare, and we will next time, Yah willing, next time we will be talking about the pathology of Cain, and I'm sure that we're going to learn a lot. So peace and blessings. I think I'm out. I should at least ask if there are any questions or concerns. If not, if there are no suggestions, then all right, we're going to go ahead and We're going to do the James Brown out of here. All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings to my brother, Bergen Paris. And hey, we're out, and I'll be back, right? I'll be back. All right. So peace and blessings.